Choosing a camping stove seems simple. You just need to heat up some food, right? But the stove that an ultralight backpacker needs to survive is a terrible choice for a family of 4 at a state park. And the market is flooded with options. And getting it wrong is frustrating. It means spending too much, carrying too much weight, or worse, having a stove that just can't handle a bit of wind, leaving you with a cold meal. Today, I'm gonna make you an expert. We're gonna ignore the marketing hype and give you 7 key factors to consider. By the end of this, you won't just know which stove to buy, you'll know why it's the right one for you. Factor 1 is your mission. Where are you using this? The entire market splits into 2 completely different philosophies: car camping and backpacking. Car camping stoves are heavy, durable, and stable. They're designed to be pulled from your car, not carried for miles. Their advantage is versatility, multiple burners for cooking real meals, and the stability to hold regular pots and pans. Backpacking stoves are the opposite. They are designed to be light and small, fitting inside your pack. Most are single burner, weigh just ounces, and excel at one thing: boiling water fast. So here's the rule. You can use a small backpacking stove for a car trip, but it's not ideal. But you are not carrying a 12-pound stove into the backcountry. Decide your mission first. Factor 2 is the fuel ecosystem. Once you've picked your mission, you're choosing a fuel system. This is critical because your stove choice often locks you into a fuel type. Propane is the king of car camping. Those 1-pound canisters are heavy, but the fuel is cheap and available everywhere. Many stoves also have adapters for 20-pound BBQ tanks, which saves money and waste. Canister fuel is the standard for backpacking. They're light, self-sealing, and incredibly easy to use. They contain a mix of isobutane and propane, which keeps them working in colder weather where pure butane would fail. Liquid fuel, like white gas, uses refillable bottles, which is great for international travel where canisters are rare. They are the undisputed champions in extreme cold, but require an extra step called priming. I've linked examples of all 3 systems in the description so you can compare convenience and all-weather power. Factor 3 is the number of burners. It sounds obvious, but the trade-offs matter, especially for car camping where you actually have choices. Single-burner car camping stoves are great for solo travelers or as a second, specialized stove. They're simple, cheap, and compact. The classic 2-burner is the standard for 1 to 4 people. You can make coffee and breakfast at the same time, and it's the sweet spot for most campers. 3-burner or freestanding systems are for group cooking. Great for big griddles or setting up indirect heat zones, but total overkill for a small family. Factor 4 is power versus finesse. You're going to see BTUs advertised everywhere, but BTUs are not cooking power. They're just a measure of how much fuel the stove consumes at maximum. Some systems are boil-only powerhouses. They roar like a jet engine and boil water fast, but they have terrible simmer control. Try to cook eggs on one and you'll scorch them. Other stoves, from backpacking models like the MSR WhisperLite to car camping favorites like the Camp Chef Everest, are praised for their flame feathering. That means you can actually cook, not just blast heat. High BTUs mean nothing if you need to preheat a cast iron pan slowly. Look for reviews that mention simmer control. Unless you only eat dehydrated meals, you want a stove that can do more than just high. Factor 5 is wind resistance. Your stove's 3-minute boil time is useless if a 5-mile-an-hour breeze turns it into 15 or blows it out completely. Ultralight models and open designs without windscreens sputter and lose their flames in even light wind. Stoves with deep, recessed burners and tight, 3-sided windscreens barely flicker. This is where BTUs and design collide. A high BTU stove with an open design can be slower in the wind than a lower BTU stove with great protection. Prioritize deep burners and real windscreens. Factor 6 is the ignition system. You either have manual ignition or the clicky push-button piezo. Manual ignition is simple. Turn on the gas and light it with a lighter or a match. No moving parts, nothing to break. Just remember to pack the lighter. Piezo igniters are convenient when they work, but they're notoriously unreliable. They fail at altitude, when wet, or if the little wire bends. Treat the piezo as a bonus and always carry a backup lighter. Factor 7 is ease of cleaning. You will spill grease, boil over pasta, and drop food. Stoves with fixed grates are awkward to clean. You end up poking towels into every crevice. Removable grates give you unfettered access to the drip tray. Cleaning takes seconds and keeps scraps from clogging burners and killing the stove over time. So let's recap. The best stove is the one that's perfect for your mission. Before you buy, run through our 7-point checklist: mission, fuel, burners, finesse, wind, ignition, and cleaning. I've put a curated list in the description with stoves that exemplify each trait, from ultralight boil-only systems to reliable do-it-all family stoves with great simmer control. Those are the models I recommend to my friends, and using those links is a great way to support the channel at no extra cost. We really appreciate it. Now I want to hear from you. What's the one feature you absolutely can't live without? Simmer control? Windproofing? Something else? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.